Hello and welcome, Mr. Nick Robinson. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
Right, so I'm going to introduce you. This is obviously Friday Careers in Sport. I'm dead excited. It's the first person from cricket to be on this segment with SCL. So Nick, at the moment let me get it right, you're the education manager at Yorkshire Cricket Foundation.
Correct, that was right.
Oh, I tell you, every week these ones sometimes they're hard to just get it right. A bit of tongue twisters.
You've nailed it.
And you head up the Yorkshire Cricket College.
That's correct as well.
That's the one, right? Cool. And the idea is to give, it's like all of our academies, our foundations. It's trying to give young people, our learners, a footstep into an industry in sport.
100%.
So we've all had our our journeys through sport. I know we've had a little bit of a chat. So Nick, what was your journey in sport? In fact, what was your first ever memory of sport? What was that?
First ever memory of sport, well, it has to be cricket, doesn't it? And I probably listened to Test Match Special with my in the car with my parents on holiday, probably.
Really?
Really early memories of that, yeah. So there's Devon Malcolm tore apart the South Africans.
Yeah,
I could not tell you what year it was, but I think he got 9 for. Unbelievable, yeah. So yeah, those memories, and they've kind of continued as well, to be fair.
That's like your first memory. Yeah. First memory of sport, Devon Malcolm, crikey. What a classic. That's a classic. I remember this, right. So what about your own then? So your personal journey, that was your first memory of sport. How come it's taking you right now to this exalted position of being in charge of where you are?
Yeah.
So what's your journey?
Obviously keen sports person from a very young age. Watched my dad play cricket, played football, played cricket, played golf, any sport really I'm passionate about. From a career point of view, finished my levels at school. Wasn't sure what to do, so I did a year out in Australia. And then a bit further down the line, early 20s, went to university, did sports coaching. And from there, before I started sports coaching degree, I actually got a placement with Yorkshire County Cricket Club to be the performance analyst there with their first team. So I spent 4 years being the performance analyst there. So obviously a really strong background in how the professional game works, which was incredibly exciting to be a part of as a cricket fan. In and around the players and the coaches, learning a lot from them. And then once my university degree had finished, I applied for a full-time role at the foundation and I actually found out on my graduation day that I'd got the role with the foundation as a project officer. And yeah, I've been there ever since. So yeah, incredibly lucky and it's great to have a job that you enjoy and you're passionate about.
It's easy going to work, isn't it? If you like what you're doing, it's easy going to work. So that must have been a heck of a decent celebration then to actually finish your degree on the same day as getting your dream. What is your dream job?
100%. Yeah, no, it was. Couldn't really have written it, to be honest with you. It was great.
No, that's perfect, isn't it? So did you play cricket during your time? Is that something you played a lot of?
Yeah, still I played sort of representative cricket when I was much younger. Realised fairly early on that I wasn't going to be good enough to be a pro. But obviously, love playing, still play now, still play for my local village team, Follyfoot Cricket Club in the Air Wharf. So yeah, obviously not this season so far, unfortunately, but still really enjoy it. My boys play cricket, and it's a family thing. So yeah, it's great.
So that's one of the things I've seen a lot really with doing these interviews is that. In fact, when I remember talking to Steve Salas, and he said, I'm a failed footballer, and that's what's taken me to this place. And I guess that's it. It's that realization of that moment where you go, I think I talked about it last week, is that you go, do you know what? Is that I'm good at what I do, my sport, but I'm not going to break into that level, that upper echelon. And that's where it's so important to go, right, what is my plan? What is my educational plan? How am I going to get through? And as you say, if you can do a job where you work in, it's easy to go to work for, then going to work is easy, isn't it? Absolutely easy.
Yeah, massively. I think sports, obviously, regardless of the job you go into, I think it gives you those social skills and that maybe the competitiveness it makes you quite a rounded person, I think, playing a particular team sport.
Yeah.
So the advantages of just playing sport, regardless of whether you want to be a professional or not, are massively beneficial, across a multitude of different sort of assets.
Yeah, definitely. And playing sport has that, and then keeping sport going for as long as you can, it kind of breaks out that whole that process, doesn't it, of going, do you know what, I'm still competing, so it doesn't matter how old I get, I can still do some competition and something like that.
Definitely.
So with your sport, so when you're growing up, did you have a hero in sport? Somebody goes, that's who I want to be like.
I mean, I had my favourite players. There was never really particularly a role model that I looked up to.
Right.
But yeah, going through the years, you obviously have your favourite cricketers for Yorkshire and England and stuff. You know, your likes of Darren Gough and people like that, and obviously more recently, you know, the likes of Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow, Adil Rashid. You know, there's a huge list of Gary Barnes, Lynn Plunkett's have played for Yorkshire and England. I think sort of looking back and remembering and not really having a role model, but I think that changed when I got into working with the first 11 at Yorkshire, to just being in and around professional sports people who have obviously achieved incredible things. Just to be in that dressing room as a player, you know, it's so difficult to become a professional sportsman regardless of the sport you're playing. So to watch how they went about their profession and how seriously they obviously took it, but then obviously seeing the different characters in and around. So, you know, some really analytical and, you know, sat down and really, and obviously being the analyst, someone might come to my computer and say, oh, can I have a look at my innings from last week, so I want to see what I did well or badly, or break down the bowling technique. To others who really just kind of they weren't as analytical as that, you know, they were more laid back, and they kind of like the keep it simple approach, I suppose.
Yeah.
So from a player point of view, incredible to work with those different people, you know, like a Joe Root. I remember Joe Root when he was a lot younger, before he was playing for England, and just kind of watching his development and how he made himself better over the course of the years while I was there, and eventually broke into England, and obviously now one of the best players in the world. Just to see how he went about that, and his, you know, how his character was, and then working with the coaches as well. I worked when I was there. Jason Gillespie was first team coach, and again, Dizzy's philosophy was keeping it fairly simple and not complicating stuff. So I suppose what I've learned from sports people, being lucky enough to be in and around them at times, but then also, you know, watching people on TV and stuff, is, you know, is to kind of adapt your approach for different occasions. So you know, sometimes really be really reflective and work out how it could have gone better or why it went well, to sometimes actually just, you know, using common sense and keeping it really simple.
See, that's a really great life skill, isn't it? That ability to move forward in life and go, right, I need to, you know, deal with this person in this way because that's how they react. I can deal with this person like this, and actually also for yourself, like you were talking there about players and the way their hard work always shines through, and you can sometimes see it at a young age. I go back, I won't say his name, but he's played since he was left Bournemouth. He's gone to Liverpool, Southampton. And he's you know, great lad. But I can remember him as a 17-year-old, and he came in on it's football, not cricket. But he came in on a Monday after the game on Saturday, and he was like gutted because he'd missed a penalty. He said, "What do I do?" And we said, "Look, after training, just do 5 minutes of extra penalty taking." And he did. And he did it all week. And then he was all right with penalties. And that's the same thing, isn't it? Some people just react to it in different ways and just start working hard and getting it done. That's decent. So Nick, what's your average day? If we were to do this like careers advice for those students that are at the cricket college at the moment, with you guys going, do you know what? I want to be like Nick. That's what I want to be like. He's my inspiration. I want to be like Nick when I become big boys and girls. I know what my average day looks like. It's fairly hectic, working with SCL and working in education. What's your average day look like? And what sort of differences have there been before sort of COVID-19 and after COVID-19? Has there been much of a change?
Yeah, well, there's definitely been a change. As you know, I'm sure you know, there's no typically average day, which I suppose is why the job is so enjoyable, because, you know, it changes all the time. You get different challenges. But I suppose pre-lockdown, it was really about obviously being on site at Headingley, where the college is based full time, and really overseeing and making sure that the staff are all happy, and we all kind of singing on the same hymn sheet, really. So we have obviously regular staff meetings, and that allows us to sort of preempt any issues or you know, plan how the next week's going to look, and really make sure that everyone, and the beauty of the colleges was so small, I suppose, you know, compared to your average secondary school or large mainstream college. You know, that we can talk about different students on an individual basis, so we can make sure that we're tailoring our offer basically to suit everyone and differentiating the classroom and the training sessions appropriately.
So who are your tutors up there at Yorkshire Cricket? Who are they? We'll give them a shout out.
So yeah, we've got Rebecca Bissett and John Ford.
Rebecca and John, how you doing? Thank you very much for your help. And yeah, hopefully it's nice up in sunny Yorkshire. It's nice it is down here in sunny Dorset.
Absolutely, of course.
So do you have much to do with the education side of it?
Well, no. I suppose SCL are the experts on the education. So obviously we've got close links with Bex and John, and make sure that they're happy and it's all working. From an education point of view, really, the BTEC's there, or we're moving towards the NCFE actually next year. So we trust SCL to deliver a great program, and the results that we've had so far from our obviously this year's current cohort have just graduated. We've had one set of students graduate last summer. We've looked at incredible amount of distinction star grades and
brilliant
overachieving students and students who joined us who maybe were confidence on their education side was low, and they've walked out the doors with an opportunity now to either go to university or start their career. So the education side of things is working well.
That's so smart. I love that. I love all the academies where we get the students in at like their first year, and you talk to them and they don't know what they want to do. They certainly don't want to go to university. Then you revisit them 2 years later and they're saying, right, I'm off to whatever university they're off to. And for me, when I was a tutor, there was no greater satisfaction of being able to turn around and go, look at this kid, from here, come all the way through, and look what he's doing now. He's actually off. He's going to university. He's the first person in his family to go to university, and it's brilliant. And that's why these academies work. This whole marriage between SCL and the academy works really well and puts the best for our students, for our joint students. So one of the things that, obviously, again, if I come from SCL side of it, is that we try and instill some real deep core values into our students through the tutors. What sort of values do you guys from the Cricket College sort of instill upon your young people on your course?
I mean, I think similar to kind of how you say, when they walk through the doors, I mean, just in the GCSEs, some students' confidence is sky high, others is from an educational point of view, particularly, maybe quite low sometimes. The school system has worn them down, and they probably walk through the doors fairly demoralised, but hopefully excited to start with us, because I do feel like the sports colleges offer a different experience completely to mainstream education. So in terms of values, we really want our students to leave after 2 years. Almost, I think it's a key time, isn't it, 16 to 18, where after those 2 years, you're either going to go to university and probably live away from home, or you're going to have to start a career, and that obviously creates its own challenges in itself. So really, it maybe is a corny line, but like that holistic development and making sure that we're catering for every eventuality really, and making them a more rounded person once they've left. So, I think the college really highlights the need to be independent. It's a different timetable. They have free periods. They have Wednesdays off, obviously, apart from the summertime for us when it's match days. And so I think that independent learning gives them some sort of independence and responsibility, and prepares them for what a career might look like or what university might look like. A lot of them have more travelling in on public transport, which is often a bit more like a commute. Not all our students live in Headingley, so we have students travelling from all over the county. So sometimes they're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get their 7 o'clock train from Sheffield to Headingley to make their 9 o'clock first lesson of the day or training.
Wow, yeah.
So I think it's that, and obviously just promoting like the health and wellbeing side and the fitness side of things, and kind of marrying everything up and making sure that they're actually leaving college as more prepared for the world away from your spoon-fed education, really.
Yes, that's one of the things I mean, again, if you've seen these before, I've said it. I say it a lot of the time. Is that for me? I say to my students is that we are your full stop in your educational journey. When you've got your full stop, and then your choices are, as you say, work, university, what are you going to do? But we are probably going to be your full stop. So we are the ones that kind of go, as you said, spoon-fed education to the reality of what life is, the reality of life.
Yeah.
So what are the sort of key focuses have you got at the moment, especially because obviously mental health and well-being are really important at the moment, given the current situation. So what sort of things do you do at the moment to help out with those students?
Yeah, I mean, it's been so difficult over the sort of past 3 months because obviously we've not been with our students. But the way that, the team's online delivery has been a fantastic way of obviously our tutors still being able to communicate with our learners, and having that ability to have that one-to-one feedback, and our coaches as well have topped that up with some different fitness challenges and skills drills they can do at home. Clearly, cricket is a difficult one to do at home because obviously, it's a big old field and it's difficult to hone your skills in some people's gardens, or if they're lucky enough to even have a garden. So we've tried to. Well, a lot of our staff are mental health first aid trained, through our health and wellbeing strand of the foundation. So that's been a really good sort of tool for the students. If they have any, if they're feeling down or they have any mental health issues, they can go to our coaches, our tutors, or any foundation staff, and have a chat about how they're feeling. And it's been obviously it's a tough age anyway, 16 to 18. Obviously, there's stresses and strains, not just from a college point of view, but from a family point of view, and about the future. So, we try to sort of help with those concerns whenever we can. And again, those weekly staff meetings allow us to maybe nip something in the bud that might be developing, and have that conversation with a student who might be feeling a bit down, or and again, knowing the students so well because of the small class sizes, and the tutors obviously knowing the students so well, that always helps. If someone has an off day, it's very easy to see, and therefore sort of just maybe you have to cross, or just have a little word with them in the nets and help that way.
That's what's really good. This is why it works so well, is having, like you say, the tutors know their students, your students, because it's small and you can just talk to each other and sort it out. It's easy. So if I could go back to being 18 again, how about that? If I go back to being 18 again, I wanted a career in sport. What was your advice? What golden words of wisdom can Nick Robinson give me for my career in sport?
I mean, I think there's loads of advice that we can give you from that point of view. First of all, I think keep your options open. From my own personal point of view, when I was of that age, I didn't know where I wanted to go. But not ruling anything out from the modules and the units throughout the BTEC or the NCFE are so varied that you can find something in there that will really pique your interest. And once you do that, you can grab that, you can run with it, and you can shape potentially your career around that. I think the other thing that we offer at the college is the work experience opportunities within Yorkshire Cricket. So we try to make sure that all our work experience is delivered within departments of the club. So whether that be coaching, whether that be sports science, groundsmanship, marketing, commercial work. We try to make our students as aware as possible that you don't just have to be a player or a coach to work at Yorkshire County Cricket Club, but any professional sports team in the world, really. There are different departments throughout, and if something really piques your interest and you have that opportunity to do work experience inside it, to try and sample as much stuff as you can, then I think that's really important. And another side that particularly the foundation promotes is volunteering, trying to work and put your name out there and add to your CV, because whether you go to university or not nowadays, a lot of people gain a degree, but not a lot of people actually gain vocational experience. No. So the ability to go out and actually gain that vocational experience and say on my CV, I did a sports coaching degree, but on top of that, I also did a summer working for Pro Coach. I didn't get paid, but I had valuable experience. That could really help you. Really.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. So we went back. So obviously there's mental health stuff and planning. I mean, that's really one of the biggest things about careers in sport is that ability to plan and go, do you know what? If this route doesn't happen, I'll take that route or that route. And as you say, it's for all sports. It doesn't matter how many people actually compete in. There are hundreds of people behind the scenes that are the foundation that allow those people to compete. So obviously, staying fit at home, right? What are your tips? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I just bought myself one of. Have you ever seen those TRX machines?
Yeah.
Right. So I bought myself one of those. Oh man, I've got DOMs on top of my DOMs today from Saturday. Absolutely unbelievable. Really chuffed with that. I mean, other suspension trainers are available, but for yourself, tips on staying fit at home. What tips you got for young people out there, and what are you doing?
We're getting out as much as we can. Obviously, lockdown previously, the first month, 2 months was, tough just being at home. So that half an hour or that you're allowed out of your house once a day. So we really use that. Obviously, I've got a young family, and so we went out for as many walks as we could. come rain or shine. Fortunately, the weather was great, wasn't it?
Perfect.
I think in terms of staying fit at home, from our students' point of view, again, we've given them workout advice and fitness challenges that they've sort of undertaken. But I think keep it short and sharp. I think going out in the fresh air is as important as anything, to be honest. From a well-being point of view, you know, if you can get out there every day and just get some fresh air, whether that be a run, a walk, a cycle, you know, maybe a quick hit exercise in the front yard or whatever. I think just keeping it varied, but getting outside to do it, for me, come rain or shine, because if you're cooped up inside all day, you know, it'll eventually will get to you.
100%. I mean, that's one thing I find. I don't know about you, when I'm sat here working and I'm looking outside, I just go, do you know what? I'm going to go outside for 10 minutes. If my boss is listening, I'll go outside for 10 minutes, have a cup of tea, and just to go, and get away from it. Actually, it just lets your mind clear and everything else. Being outside is one of the greatest sort of medicines, really, at the moment, isn't it?
100%. You know, and if you want to earn some brownie points, get in the garden and do a bit of weeding for your mum and dad, or cut the lawn. Because again, you know, it's all exercise.
Do a bit of weeding, do a bit of gardening, all your bits and bobs out there. So we got so many learners across the whole of the country this year, and obviously your own learners up there at Yorkshire Cricket Club. Is there like this is unprecedented times. You know, in my lifetime, there's nothing like this has ever been seen before, and I don't know where the future will go with this, whether we'll see stuff like this happen again or what's going to happen. But is there like any sort of, people must be feeling some sort of isolation at home?
Yeah. Is
there anything you can say that's going to go like a little bit of inspirational to go, do you know what, this is the way we can all sort of help each other and get through this weird situation that we're in?
Yeah, it's a tough question, isn't it? But I think
sorry about that.
That's for me.
Inspirational message to the nation. Go on.
That's it. Yeah, stand aside, Boris. For me, I think creating goals and giving yourself small wins. So whether it's, you know, getting out of bed at the same time every day and making your bed, that, you know, do that, tick it off. Get a shower in the morning, tick it off. So really, you know, I think small wins that are very achievable at the moment can really help. From an isolation point of view, I 100% understand, you know, if you're an only child, or, you know, you're not seeing maybe you live in an isolated area, pick up the phone and speak to one of your classmates or your friends, and try and do that on a regular basis, even if it's a text, and just initiate a conversation, hear another human voice. I mean, I don't know, my son's a little bit younger than college age, but the idea of picking a phone up to him is like, you know, he's abhorrent. I can't ring my friends, but, you know, hopefully our students are a little bit more worldly wise and understand how important it is to have that communication and talk about maybe what they're doing, you know, to keep fit, or how they're finding college. And again, going back to the exercise, get out in the fresh air, because, you know, being at home, festering at home, playing computer games all day, you know, get out in the fresh air and just reinvigorates you, I think, just getting outside.
Some sunshine in it, absolutely. Perfect. Joe, Nick, thank you very much. It's been ace having our first cricket representative. It's just great to see all the diversity we have in SCL and all of different academies. So thank you very much for coming.
Pleasure.
Well, it's my pleasure. You just come on and done it. It's my pleasure. And do you know what? Hopefully I'll be up around Yorkshire Cricket one day, and I can come in and say hello to you properly face to face. But as always, we do a virtual handshake to say goodbye. There you go. Yeah, that was. In fact, let's do a better one. That give it a bit of that. But I like that one. That's better. And then all we've got to do is say, you know, goodbye, and then have a look next week to see who we've got in the proverbial hot seat. So until then, thanks very much, Nick. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you again, no doubt. Right, take care.
Cheers, Colin.